guys, welcome to my channel. So today we will be doing a jet black color on this 1B wig. Don't mind my nails, but as you can see, the knots are currently black and this is 1B color, but we about to get this girl slayed. I will be leaving the wig details and description down below in the description box. As you can see here, I am dressed casual per usual. These are clothes I don't care about, but let's get to this install, okay? So this is my favorite dye box because it's $2 at Walmart. First, make sure we protect ourselves with some reusable gloves, and we will also be using a mixing cup with a little bit of dye inside, a toothbrush, comb, and some hair clips. Now you can see me pulling the hair forward. I already parted from the start of the tracks to the frontal where they meet, as you can see. The frontal is done first because it's the most tedious. Now you see me parting this. We about to start from the bottom to the top.
Start it.
Okay guys, so I zoomed up a little bit for you to see better what I'm doing. I literally dipped the tip of the bristles of the toothbrush into that dye that you saw earlier. And we are currently doing strokes. So literally as soon as you dip that toothbrush in the dye, just stroke as if you're combing the hair. It's okay if you touch the lace because the bristles are so small you will barely see that dye. But make sure you aren't dropping clumps of dye onto that lace. Any dye that spills through the lace will show. So yes, I'm going slowly and I'm just stroking. And as you can see, it is starting to turn a little darker. Please take your time with this. This is no rush. There's a reason why I'm showing you this tutorial instead of the watercolor dye. In my opinion, that doesn't really work for me. This is more of a tedious process, but the results show. So I just finished my first part and I am now parting again to do another row. Sorry, I'm OCD when it comes to my hair. So yeah, once again, we dip the toothbrush into the dye and you comb. So I honestly got tired of dipping that into the bowl and I started pouring the dye directly onto the toothbrush to make it a little bit easier. And because it's a lot of dye, I start a little bit lower and then I go to the top. Once again, you see me being very careful on the edges because that's the first thing people are going to see when this is on your hair. So please be very careful. Go very slowly, take your time. There is no rush with this. I know you guys are all quarantined right now, so please don't rush because you ain't got nowhere to go. Here I am speeding it up a bit just to, make it go a little smoothly. So as you just saw me, I started pouring the dye directly onto the hair. As I poured it onto the hair, I poured it a little lower. So as you can see here, I'm pouring the dye a little bit lower. And then I'm going to take the toothbrush, pull the dye down, and work my way up. I feel like this is much easier. The dye is all on the hair. Don't pour too much because if you pour too much, it will seep and it will stain. So here I'm continuing to brush, brush, brush. And if you notice, I'm going very slow. Video just sped up a little bit. Here I took the comb just to make sure I got all the dye through. And I'm combing it out. As you can see, I'm only doing the roots and the edges. I'm not doing all the way down to the ends of the hair. That will be for later. So we're going to speed it up a little bit. Guys, let me know if you want a more detailed process on this, but I'm trying to be as detailed as I can be. All right, so we are halfway done. And as you can see, the roots are already turning black. I didn't do the ends for a reason, and as you can see, those are still 1B. It's literally changing in front of our eyes. Now I'm about to turn it around and do the other side. So once again, we starting from the bottom, going to the top, combing it through, applying the dye, and going ahead to brush it out. So here you see me having my own mini intermission. All right, you guys, back to business. So as you can see, I'm continuing going from the bottom to the top, putting the dye on the hair, combing it through. Make sure you guys take your time with this. There is no rush to beauty. Another thing, whether you are watercoloring the hair or doing this method, make sure you bleach the knots after, because especially with watercoloring, if you bleach the knots before, it will turn them right back to black. And with this method, if you bleach the knots before, make a mistake, and something bleeds through, you'll have to bleach that spot again. My girl looking nice and silky black. All right, y'all. So we are all done with the frontal part. Sorry about my mannequin head. It's a little dirty from all the dyes I've done. Now we are going to do the ends. And as you can see, I'm just pouring the dye onto the hair. And I'm using my gloves to spread it out. For you to know that the dye is thoroughly through, make sure you comb. And if you still see any brown or any dry spots, that means that you need to add more dye. So right here, you guys can clearly see there is still brown spots. So I'm going to add some more dye and go ahead and put that through my fingers. And then I'm also going to comb it through. So when everything looks wet and stringy, that's when I know that I'm done. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm literally just spiraling this up. We are all set with that side. Now I'm gonna head to the other side and speed it up a little bit. Speed it up. Eat it up. Eat it up. But you guys can see what I'm doing. Make sure that hair looks completely wet before you move on. If it is not, there will be some brown spots in your hair, and we don't want that. So now we're done with the frontal, heading to the back side. So the back has way more hair, and I'm just about to go crazy. I'm gonna start from the top by putting some dye and just brushing it back with my hands. And make sure you have a towel on the ground because this can get a little messy. I did have a few drops on the floor. And that same wet method goes for the back as well. Any brown spots, dry spots, make sure you fill that in with some dye, because if not, you will see that when the hair is dry. So I am going pretty slow just because I want to be as clean as possible. I usually dye my hair in my kitchen, but today I'm doing it in my room just for viewing purposes for you guys, and I'm not trying to mess up my floor. So now I'm going section by section and just pouring the glue in, using my fingers to run it through. These curls look so beautiful right now. I just have to admire it for a few seconds, but so as you can see, it's coming together well. I only had to use one bottle. I only used one box of the Revlon, but as you can see, I'm continuing to go through, pouring dye and using my fingers to run it through. But this lady looking marvelously jet black. Ooh, yes. So guys, this is the finished product. This babe looks so cute and black. I love jet black. I feel like it brings out the best of me. This is the frontal. Yes, the knots are still black, but we are about to fix that in 0.2 seconds. Okay. Beautiful. All right, y'all. So I am washing out the dye. Make sure that you continue to run water through until that water is clear. As you can see, it's a little maroon in the sink. I'm not going to stop until that is completely clear. Look how much better that dye looks. It looks so beautiful, jet black. All right, y'all, so I'm probably gonna make a separate video for how I bleach the knots. This is a video of the application. So I put it to set for 45 minutes. I came back, and this is how you check it. When you turn it over and you see that all the knots are completely blonde, that's when you know it is finished. This is the finished product after a wash and a nice condition. It's so shiny. Curls are definitely there. And look at that lace. This is just perfect. Alright guys, this is the finished look. Look how shiny and beautiful it looks. Make sure you watch out for my install video because that is coming out next. Thanks so much for watching my video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye guys.